Hey nerds, welcome to JBear Reacts. Today, we're going to react to Season 1, Episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again, entitled The Hollow of His Hands. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, hung up there on that old crucifix. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links in the description box down below. Patreon, Twitch stream, everything in between. Every episode uncut, unedited over there on Patreon. If not, everything's just here as well. No pink hat today. I was just wearing this. I just got out of the shower. We're going to hop in his last episode. Matt killed two guys. He put himself in quite a dilemma, though, because he killed two police officers in the apartment of a man who is the eyewitness to other police murders. At the end of the last episode, I said it wrong. I was interpreting as that was the apartment or the hotel, the apartment complex of the man who's on trial for murdering two cops, not the one who was saved from being beat up by the two cops. So we still have to figure out why he was getting jumped in the first place. We need to figure out more information about the magical amulet, etc., etc. We're getting to the point now with the Disney shows where this is, again, just a couple minutes shorter, but the episodes are getting shorter and shorter. That's one thing I hated about some of the Star Wars shows is that the first two episodes will be about an hour, and then it dips into 20, 30-minute episodes. And it's just, keep it an hour, you know? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put Jerry behind the scenes. We can hop right into this. Don't forget, Fisk is also blackmailing the commissioner, etc., etc., etc.
They, bring you some food? No.
No food? Well, I guess if they assume you're a cop killer, the cops ain't gonna bring you no food.
Palm trees and the cookie. This little tree frog.
Cookie.
Doesn't croak. It sings its name.
Ah.
I laugh because the tourists, man, they think it's noisy and annoying, but to us Boricuas, man, it's a magical sound.
It's a little more heavy since the actor actually passed away in real life. And I think one of the things Daredevil does a really good job of, even going back to season 2 with Frank Castle, was like Penny and Dime. Ugh. Ugh, just them telling personal stories.
And you'll be reunited with your family.
The shady shit always happens in this area. Loading docks.
Evening, gentlemen. Oh, nippy, isn't it?
I'm gonna take my key, I'm just getting mugged.
You too, Susan.
You know whose truck this is?
Oh. You a hard man, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said I got a little thing on me.
Wee bastard.
Oh, fuck. What'd you kill the driver for? Big bro was just hanging out. It's been 3 episodes and this brother's eaten every fucking episode. I don't know what I was just trying to say. Now he's eating an egg white omelet with a little bit of OJ. Look at him. He so takes his time eating. I just whiff that shit down, bro, and it'd be done. Be over with. Your video will start here after the intro. All right. Well, we already did that, so
I hear
get off the screen.
That world, that kind of violence, petty blood feuds. None of it is our concern.
Okay. Try to turn over a new leaf. Let me refill your OJ to take a single sip of real quick. Now it's in a different glass, but also that's the world's tiniest teacup. You put that whole tea bag in, that son bitch is probably gonna be rich in flavor. You got any sugar in there? You still got the, he's still punching the wall, ain't he? Isn't that what he used to do? Is that why his knuckles is like that? Yeah. That was a sick fucking cut, by the way. What? What? I thought it was Kingpin watching his hand. That was a hell of a cut. I feel like they could easily get this brother's DNA at some point at this crime scene.
Oh, I think you mean a shakedown.
Not exactly seem ethical. I bet he'd throw you right off the case.
Well, at least I won't go to jail. Witness tampering is a serious offense. Now maybe get lucky and the DA only slaps you with a misdemeanor. But I doubt it. I'll see you in court, officer.
How is he alive? You laying on the side of your shit. God damn. Triggered. There you go, bro. Y'all trying to use this shit. That's not.
And then I feel Kel pull him off me. Next thing I know, the guy just takes Kel and he just pushes him in front of the train. Like it was nothing.
You just know shit like this actually happens on like a day-to-day basis. Maybe not day-to-day, but there's always some bullshit they're trying to get over on somebody.
Like it was nothing.
Objection. Beating.
Sustained.
That's all over now.
No further questions.
Yeah, now let's get old boy up here and let's have him fucking talk about his side of the story.
I'm told you have a black eye. I hope everything is okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's such a dick.
Thing they say in boxing, the best cure for a black eye is fast hands.
Objection.
Sustained. Come on, Mr. Murdoch.
He's a
Powell,
dick.
someone
Hey, bro.
make sure I'm clear on something. You testified that before my client arrived at the station, the place was a ghost town. Confidential informant used to work with the NYPD. In fact, used to work with you and Officer Shanahan directly.
You see him getting shaky.
Did you and Officer Shanahan have an arranged meeting with Nikki Torres on the platform that night?
I told you I don't know him.
I don't know how this shit actually works in a real court of law, but I'd be like, if I'm a judge, like, what you pausing for? He asked you a question? Because now that hesitation makes me think you're lying. That doesn't mean you're always lying, obviously, but come on now, man.
Yeah, you did say that. Thank you.
He just wanted that shit on record. Like, he's making him sweat. Got that Punisher tattoo on his neck. Crooked son, bitch. Quit using that man's logo like that. This shit got me nervous, man. Ah, of course it's pal.
Morning, officer.
Get out of the van, asshole. Open it.
Nobody. Get fucked, dork.
Come on, let's go.
And now you got Pal, though, with Cherry. You could use that, I feel like.
I told the cops how to help him out sometimes.
And by help out, you mean become a confidential informant.
Yeah.
Isn't that also leading? Or am I misunderstanding that?
Torres, is that what you're doing on the night of New Year's Eve? Remembering you're under oath.
No. I was home all night.
You son of a
Forgive me, I'm
bitch.
confused here.
Couldn't you just use Cherry in that situation and say, hey, I also got pulled over? Like, why was I stopped? And why'd you look in the back of my van with no warrant? Like, you knew where we left from. Come on, man. I feel like you could spin that and use it. But I wonder why, buddy. What bourbon y'all drinking? I just have simple questions.
What you're trying to
But yeah, like if you had Pal get up there, but why Pal didn't have to be present for the rest of the trial? I understand why he wouldn't be, actually. This is just my own curiosity getting in the way.
do, it's not going to work. This peace needs to be broken. Chaos must reign.
Oof.
Just for a moment. To build a stronger order.
Now that's the kingpin talking right there, baby boy.
Chaos before a stronger peace, or is it my penance for what I did?
No.
You're punishing me for Adam.
I'm not punishing you for
You're
anything.
leaving me out in the cold.
I don't even remember Adam. I feel like I'm missing something right here. She getting dick down on the side?
I don't understand.
Well, I'm just saying that you've put yourself in harm's way before. Many times. The question is, why?
Because he was in trouble.
You intervened that night because you're a hero.
Matt, don't do this.
Mr. Ayala, yes or no? Are you the vigilante known as the White Tiger?
Objection. Objection, Your Honor.
Yes or no? Mr.
Order.
Ayala.
Order in my court.
That's a bold move, Cotton. That shit gave me cold chills. You could tell where he was leading it to.
Well, you are a real slippery piece of shit.
You know, you sat in that very spot, and you misled me. You made representations to me. You conned me into suppressing this information.
Character. It's well within my
Is there a division of hypocrisy at Murdoch and
No,
Associates?
but
Stop it.
That is a bit hypocritical, Matthew.
Stop it.
He's Puerto Rican. He's gonna single him out. If you have enough evidence, he should go to prison. But give him a fair try, which I don't think he's gonna get it.
Exactly. get a fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial, man. Oh, for the most part.
Your White Tiger days are over.
I don't think you understand. Being the White Tiger is more than just putting on a suit. It's who I am.
You know all about that, Matt.
It's a calling. I didn't choose it. It chose me. Might as well ask me to stop breathing.
Isn't that fucking hitting you a little close to home, like right in your chest, where your little picture of Foggy Nelson is? Come on, bro.
Running toward us. He was White Tiger. He said,
That's just the White Ranger from Power Rangers, you know, White Tiger. It would be interesting if this pits off and they do have to fight each other, because it's, you know, they're kind of two peas in the same pot almost, except one of them can fucking see and needs a magical amulet. There's really good storytelling if they somehow get pitted against each other.
saved our lives.
Officer Wong, Officer Morales.
Shout out Officer Wong.
Officer
We're not going to blow past that. Officer Morales? Well, no, never mind. That's not meant to what I think it means, because his Miles's mom, his last name is Morales. His dad's name is Jefferson Davis. I think I have that correct. He's Officer Davis. So, damn, but it got me for a second. Unless they're going to change that story up.
Grant.
Do you know what happens to a person when they get hit by a train? When you have 200,000 pounds of steel slam into you,
you explode.
All of your bones break. All of your organs are eviscerated. Your body twists up like a circus balloon full of blood. But here's the kicker. You're still alive. You don't actually die until they back the train up, and then your body, it just bursts. And that is exactly what...
Are you fucking stupid? If I get pushed from the train and get hit with that shit, I'm done.
happened to Officer Shanahan when Hector Ayala pushed him in front of that train. But we're supposed to be okay with that, right? Because he's done some nice things for people.
But now
because it was the right thing to do.
But now you're kind of twisting it up, though.
They're officers of the law. They took...
That don't mean shit either. They typically do bad things.
An oath to protect.
Not all. But a healthy chunk of them.
Because the last time I checked, real heroes don't need to hide.
It's just I'm making a reach here and going outside of the show, but the Sokovia Accords are gone. There are plenty of heroes you don't know their identity. So the fuck? I think they should have made this a prequel. I don't know if it is or not. A prequel to She-Hulk? Like about when he comes back into the MCU? And then had him in his original suit, and that be a horn from the original suit, and then from the Netflix show, and then transition him what he has now. Just a thought. I don't know if it would have flowed as well, but I have ideas. They're gonna say guilty.
Not guilty.
Ooh!
On the count of murder in the second degree.
Oh, that's right. You can be found. Yeah, if it's in the first degree, you can be found not guilty in first, second, and then attempted manslaughter. So it's going to be not guilty, not guilty, guilty.
The jury finds the defendant not guilty. On the count of manslaughter in the first degree.
Guilty.
The jury finds the defendant not guilty.
Oh! Oh, a triple banger?
This matter is concluded.
A triple?
Thank you, Your Honor.
That boy, nah, them cops about to do something to his ass.
One thing's missing.
Some sex.
See, my old partner and I, straight out of law school, we were so broke. We pulled about everything we had together for an office bottle of Melvin's.
Oh.
System works.
God, dude, everything's too good to be true, though. You know shit's about to go off the rails.
You're talking about your friend, Foggy Nelson, right?
Our boy. Y'all gotta eat your food before y'all fuck, though.
The Ayala verdict is an absolute miscarriage of justice. A man who wears a mask
It's a pretty sick mask, though. I'm not gonna hold you.
cover his face is a coward. These
He just out here walking the
vigilantes,
street.
they are not heroes.
What the fuck?
The rule of law must prevail.
What the fuck? Nah, y'all are besmirching his name. Besmirching. They're on some bullshit in this show, dude, from start to finish. What the fuck? The hollows of his hand. I feel sick to my stomach, man. Camar de los Reyes, who actually did just pass away. He legit died in real life at age 56. A young buck. Just in 2 episodes. But, okay, I need a second to gather my thoughts here on this because I was sitting here thinking that this was going to be somebody who's going to work with Matt maybe for a minute. Maybe it's going to be a small team up or somebody's going to run the length of the show. But no. I told you, as soon as they showed the cops' reactions to him getting off, we knew where it was going to go. Not that immediately. And Matt told him he had to give it up. In my understanding, the White Tiger has always been a girl, but that could be his daughter, who's still pretty young at this point in the show. Brother. I told you it was too good. Him and Heather sitting there drinking their little whiskey, cooking some dinner. When it comes to her, just to have somebody to, when they say to your victory, to the case, to this, to that, to the other thing, but then to wrap it up as, and also to Foggy, to take your friend into consideration, waiting for you to talk about your friend, is very important. Obviously, Matt doesn't know that she's counseling Kingpin and his wife, which patient confidentiality, even though it's a big case. She doesn't know the whole gist of it. She doesn't know Matt's backstory. How's he going to feel about this too, knowing that he's the one that broke it to the public against that guy's will, that that's who he was? But if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have got off the case. He would have been in prison. So there's a huge catch-22 there to begin with. Dude, I do want to look some stuff up here before we discuss the end of it. Yeah, Ava Ayala. Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to be pretty pasty for a second with the white screen. White Tiger is a name of several superheroes appearing in American comic books. The first incarnation was Hector Ayala. First appeared in Deadly Hand of Kung Fu number 19 in December 1975. Holy shit. The character is from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He could transform into a superhuman white tiger through the power of the Jade Tiger amulets. In his alter ego, Ayala fought foes such as the Corporation Crime Cartel and teamed with heroes including Daredevil and Spider-Man. Oh. Becoming psychologically and physically addicted to the amulet, he retires. After a while, the call to don the amulet to fight evil becomes too strong, and he does once again. Soon after, Hector was wrongly accused of murder and convicted despite the efforts of his lawyer, Matt Murdock. Ayala was shot and killed trying to escape shortly after evidence emerged that proved his innocence. Oh, we're pulling straight from the fucking source, ain't we? Straight from the source. Oh my God. Jesus. Ah, okay. The fifth white tiger is Ava Ayala, the youngest sister of Hector. Okay, so that's who I know as the character. So before I read some information about the show and some of the trivia, I want to show you some of the information that I have on it. I'm going to mute this audio and it pops up in a second. I guess it really doesn't matter. So if I just switch over, well, I could pull it up here. You guys will see it. So this is Marvel Snap. This is just a card game. But if you go into something like this is the white tiger, right? Feminine, kind of a similar suit, right? Oh, sorry. I thought I was going to change it. And then they could turn into a tiger spirit. Okay. And in all the iterations of this, it's been a woman. Every one that I have. So my whole time, I always just thought that this was a girl. I think a male card would actually be pretty cool to go with this. So, yeah, just kind of wild, to be honest. Let me turn that off. And let me close this out. Man, that does actually really suck. Oh, he had cancer. Damn it, man. That's got to be hard for your family to see that happen in the show. But at the same time, like, it said he suffered for his art. We didn't know what was happening with him. Jesus, man. Discuss having a chat. No one had an idea what he was going through when he debuted in the second episode. They didn't know. Kind of like Chadwick, man, keeping everything under wraps. This episode came out March 11th, 2025 with an 8.7 rating, and it was a pretty good one. Some of the trivia here, the Brazilian soft drink Pingo Doce appeared at a Stop Bus advertisement. This was the same drink from the bottling plant in The Incredible Hulk, which we pointed out, I think, at the beginning of the episode, which is pretty crazy. Oh my God, this is a lot. During the closing argument, District Attorney Hochberg mentions the worst thing about getting hit by a subway train is the impact breaks all the bones in the person's body, but they often stay alive until the train is backed up. This is actually something that happened in real life on a number of occasions at multiple subways in the United States and internationally. When someone is hit by a subway train, they often end up getting pinned between the sides of the train and the platform. It's the pressure being pinned in place that acts like a temporary pressure bandage, with the victim almost always dying within seconds of the train being moved. That was in a scary movie. In the interesting coincidence, a Peabody Award-winning episode of the series Homicide: Life on the Street was about this very thing. The two of the stars of the series in the show, the sixth episode of a show, The Subway, was about a man who was intentionally pushed off the Baltimore City subway platform into the path of an approaching train. He was trapped between the train and the platform, and his pelvis and his legs being shattered, and the train essentially cutting him in half at the waist. That was the part from Scary Movie with, boy from 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen. The train being the only thing holding him together. And he bled to death within seconds once it was moved. The victim in the episode was played by actor Vincent D'Onofrio and actor Clark Johnson. Also appeared in that episode as Detective Meldick Lewis. That's crazy. The episode, like a large majority of the episodes of that series, was based on a real-life case, one of which being from New York City, when the writers heard of an NYPD detective discussed as one of the more memorable cases he had worked on. Appeared in a hidden camera reality TV show series, Taxi Cab Confessions. Oh my God. Hector Ayala meets the same fate as his comic counterpart. In the comics, Hector's identity as White Tiger is revealed and Matt Murdock is hired to represent him. Before the trial, however, Hector is killed in an attempt when he attempts to escape custody, leaving the mantle to his niece, Angela Del Toro. So I wonder if Del Toro will take over or if we'll see Ava at some point down the line. Yeah. I mean, it's just interesting, to say the least. I like that they're pulling directly from the comments, or from the comics, not comments, to bring us that. That's good stuff, man. It's a really good episode. It's just a court case. The overall episode is simply just a court case from start to finish, and it's intriguing. And it shows us what She-Hulk could have been at some times. They really had more on the comedy aspect of it, but you could have taken a different little vibe to it in this situation. You could have taken a different turn. But She-Hulk ended up as She-Hulk ended up. And now we're seeing what a real lawyer show could look like. And I didn't hate She-Hulk, but it wasn't that good. I think the person playing her was perfect for the role, but that's about it for that. But we'll leave it there. All those episodes are also on Patreon and on YouTube. So, shameless plug. So next we have to see Matt's reaction to what just happened. I don't know if Poindexter's locked away for good. Bullseye. We haven't heard from Karen since the first episode. We need to see how Heather's relationship or mentoring of the Fisk goes, where this character Daniel's going to lead to, and how BB gets out this story. But you can tell that the way it's presented is Kingpin's behind this murder of White Tiger, maybe to send a message to Matt. Or it's just his police force taking matter into their own hands without him being involved at all, which will lead Matt to go talk to Kingpin. It just seems like the inevitable Daredevil versus Kingpin showdown again's coming, but I think if they have somebody walking around who killed him wearing a Punisher vest, we have to go interrogate Frank Castle. That seems like the next logical move, and I think that's where we will pick it up. And I'll leave it at that. The fourth title does not have an episode name yet, but as soon as we get one, I'll have it up for you. Or obviously I'll just watch it, and then you'll see it once it's edited up on YouTube. Patreon will get it as soon as it's watched, either on a Wednesday, or it should be on Wednesday. We may be a little bit behind, so that episode may, like the fourth episode, may hit Patreon Sunday the 23rd, and then that way every week I can then post the episode as it pops up. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Links and everything will be in the description box down below. Playlist up on screen. Stay cute, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one.